Gisborne. It may have got that feeling that win over Golden Square last week may have been, you often hear that teams sometimes say they won their grand final the week before. I wonder if that will be the case. Who are you looking at today, and who do you think will win it? Michael?
I'm probably looking Sandhurst as well. I'm going to go by 12 points.
You have 12 points?
Well, just was doing some stats throughout the week, and Sandhurst are plus 11 for and plus 13 against. So they've got a better differential in that respect. And I'm going to stick in the middle and go about 12 points. So we'll see how we go.
So I'm taking Sandhurst by about 4 goals as way. We're just about to get grand final day in 2024. Bendigo Football League underway. It is the under-18s, Cam Power, Dennis Grinton and Michael van der Oor. So the under-18s grand final to get underway. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo. Here's Michael van der Oor.
And the ball goes skyward for the first ruck contest of the day, and it's won by Davey. He gets it out to the near wing. Tap going through. Hayes involved early for Sandhurst. There's ball just working their way around. A couple of slip over there. Stelman couldn't quite pick it up there for Gisborne. Quick kick coming out from Davey. Worked up and followed up. A great mark on the lead. They're going to go wheel and go quickly. Can they find a better option? They can, and there's that quick transition of play that you were talking about early, Dennis.
Yeah, just lower your eyes, hit your lead up forward, and that's good play by Sanders. Forwards playing in front. That's Oscar Carl that's going to have a shot on goal. He's a player that can get in behind you, but he can also run and jump. He's a really hard matchup, but great ball use from the pocket there. A lot of blokes go for goal from there, but that's just quality ball use, and that's what's got him the shot on goal.
And I feel like he needed to be that extra sort of kick involved as well. So Cale with the first opportunity, and he's got it narrow. Not the greatest of kicks first up, but look dead straight. But Sandhurst on the board early, and they're one behind. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods is Don is good.
Gisborne to bring the ball back into play. Barnard Street end of the ground. Dickens will do the kicking duties for Gisborne. Chips the short pass into the pocket. They look to come down the pool side, which has been the dominant side for most finals this year, especially with that wind swirling. Kick will be turned over though. Gus Hay intercepts it for Sandhurst. He'll look to quickly get it going inside forward 50. Goes down. They're going to want a couple of flyers from the back, trying to claim it there. It was Evans for the Dogs. It spills to the bottom of the pack. They all dive on top of it. Umpire across his arms will have a ball up 25 metres out from goal. The Barnard Street end of the ground, which is where the Sandhurst Dragons are attacking in the first quarter.
Umpire balls it up, flick out the back. Great work there by Kilcullen to go and get it, but he's been tackled almost immediately. And there's a free kick actually going to Kilcullen for a high tackle off the ball. Well, the non-controlling umpire saw it.
Yeah, Dean Goodridge seen that one. I don't know. I think he ducked into where the ball... It's good play by Kilcullen. He knew the tackle was coming, just dropped his knees and caught one a little bit high. But, yep, so he's got the kick. He won't miss this. He's a sharpshooter, this young fella.
2 minutes into the grand final, Logan Kilcullen comes in, stabs at it, but it's straight as your needle. And Sandhurst with the first goal on the board in 2024 grand final. They go to 1-1-7. Score sponsor is Don is good, or Don Smallgoods is Don is good, as local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Yeah, Kilcullen on a flyer early, that got the ball inside the Cale and then gets a free kick and kicks a goal. So he's had the 2 score involvements. Just have to really shut down on him. Young Watson will have to really, really shut down on him and just play a really close, hard check on him.
Ball up. One down for the Dogs by Hugo Olive. It spills out wide. Bit of water spilling up as they hit the ground out there. Didn't expect to see that this early. Gisborne handball themselves into pressure back in the middle. We'll have a secondary ball up. But, geez, I didn't know there was a pile of water out there, Dennis.
I think that's come off the covers this morning, mate.
I was going to say, I didn't go that side of the wicket, to be perfectly honest, when I was checking it out early either.
So, knocked down back in the middle. Gus Hayes in there for Sandhurst. Very prominent player in under-18s footy for the Dragons is Gus Hay. So Olive and Davey doing the ruck. Spills out. Quick kick forward by Campbell Johns for Gisborne. It spills out further forward. They can come down the poolside wing. They'll send it up towards centre-half forward in the direction of Mackie. Couldn't quite take it. Spills over the boundary line for a boundary throw in 60 metres out from goal.
That's an interesting stoppage there. Sanders all on the inside. Gisborne that's what they need to do, get on the outside of the stoppage and left space behind.
So Olive gets the tap down. They're being aided by the throw-in. Ball goes inside attacking 50 to the right of his screen. They're working hard and just can't bring it in. There was Azani. And it's going to be a ball in
Yeah, Gisborne just winning a few one-on-ones here around stoppage.
The right-hand forward pocket, Bendigo City end first. We'll look at goal for Gisborne this afternoon. Their first, this morning, their first inside forward 50. One down. A lot of players around this one. They're trying to find a way through the Dogs. It spills out to be a quick hurry kick out of there. It's gone goalwards. I think he's put it through.
Yes.
Marcus Tripoxis, hope you pronounce that one, has kicked the first goal of the day for Gisborne. He was in the pack and he somehow found a little bit of space where there wasn't any to have, and the first goal of the day for the Dogs goes to Marcus Tripoxis. It's 1-1-7 Sandhurst, 1 straight 6 Gisborne. 5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Score sponsor Daily Bricklaying and Construction. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Just another stoppage win inside 50 for Gisborne. I didn't like how the winger of Sandhurst got sucked in there. The number 26 was back here. Number 25, Jack Rutt, was just sitting there all alone and then centred that, and away they go in.
So we go back up in the middle again. Florini this time in the ruck for Gisborne. Ball goes forward through centre half forward. 2 Gisborne players collide at centre half forward. Gives Sandhurst an opportunity to get out of defence. Connick is in there trying to work through. Bassett it was. Working hard. And that is a good strong tackle applied by Andrews. And we're going to get a ball up right half forward for Gisborne.
Just another clearance for Gisborne. They're dominating that area at the moment.
Hugo Olive's been busy early. First hit down there. Spills. Sandhurst will clear the kick into the middle. Bounces over the back in the direction of Gus Hay. Couldn't take it. Olive's in there again for the Dogs. It spills wide. Hay handballs off. Finds its way to Stevenson. Sends it up towards centre half forward on the pull side wing. Gisborne have got numbers around the footy. Spills out. Trying to find a way through again there. Kilcullen's been busy early for the Dragons. Bouncing around about 60 out from goal. Umpire happy to let him play. Still going in there. A lot of players around this one. Eventually Gisborne will try and win it back in the middle. Players are slipping and sliding everywhere out there at the moment. Handball into the middle. Comes to Noden. Noden just gets onto the right. Sends it inside forward 50. No mark taken, spills into the direction of Hay. Hay will fire it towards goal, but it's offline. In fact, it might bounce prominently. It does. It sits up, and they run into an open goal, the Sandhurst Dragons, and the goal's been kicked by Joseph Atarvilla. And the Sandhurst Dragons get their second goal. They're 2-1-13. Gisborne 1 straight 6. Score sponsor Bendigo City Framers. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo. They just kept that ball willing forward.
They did, Cam, and I tell you what, the young fella got both hands on it. Should have marked the footy. I don't know why he tapped it forward of the pack. You know, that's where your crummers are for the opposition. You know, that's a lesson to be learned. The coach will be sending the message out. If you get a chance to clunk it in behind the footy, you're there for a reason. That's a defensive cut-off mark. So
Olive with the knockdown. Another opportunity going through that puddle that's formed nicely from the covers. They're working out nicely here, Sandhurst. Quick kick going forward. Long ball into attack. Kale at the back. Has he taken? No, he wrestles it out of his opponent's hand and he kicks it out of bounds on the full deep in the pocket.
Thought he had enough of that.
well, he marked it.
Well, I thought so too, but the umpire didn't
Must have been touch, was it? Or
must have been.
So Gisborne will bring the ball back into play. Back pocket. They'll clear it out. The kick was out of bounds on the full. Flying up there was Davey for the Dragons. He couldn't take it. Spills to ground. We'll have a ball up in the centre. Hot start early in this one though. One down. They'll send it inside forward 50 through Kilcullen. He's got a hard leading Kale out. He marks it on his chest. In fact, it's actually English that's taken it. Jack English comes steaming out. Not used to seeing him sitting up in the forward line there, usually doing his best work in the middle, but Jack English will go back and line up for the third goal of the day for Sandhurst and gives them an early 13-point lead. He's 30 metres out, almost directly in front.
I'm going to call it, Cam. He's a very skillful player, this young fella. He's got a great kicking technique. I don't think he'll miss this one.
So Jack English, the under-18s league medalist for this year, comes in on the right, 30 out directly in front. Dennis Calder, he puts it straight through the middle. 3-1-19 now Sandhurst. They've got a good start. The Gisborne Bulldogs are 1 straight 6. Score sponsor Daily Bricklaying and Construction. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
That was Kilcullen again around the stoppage on the inside. No one on the defensive side of him around that stoppage. You allowed him to run inside the half-forward flank and deliver that footy. That's just a poor setup around stoppage. Gisborne need to get on the outside of the stoppage and push the Sandhurst boys in. That's how they've won the first 4 or 5. So let's see if they can adjust that.
So Noden's going into the ruck for the Dragons as the umpire throws it in the air up against Bullen. Noden got the tap, Bullen got the clearance, and it's gone straight to Andrews. Andrews at centre half back, kicks out to the poolside wing. Good kick though to find Austin. Austin trying to keep his team going forward. They do through a succession of handballs. Great work at half forward here for the Dragons. Going to have to go there with Stevenson. He was beaten to the punch though by the Dogs, and a free kick going Gisborne's way. A hold. And they're going to keep going down the poolside wing. Good lead coming up, didn't quite get there. Tackled without the ball there was Hannon. And he gets the free kick. Chipping ball to centre half forward. Can they find an overlap here? Florini picks it up, handball. Not good according to Dennis Grinton. He heard the pen hit the desk. And it's a free kick for over the shoulder going Sandhurst's way. And they'll relieve through Noden.
Yeah, Noden was caught high by Zarafa of the Dogs. So Noden, bit of a dangerous kick into the middle, and juggling the mark there was Edwards for the Dragons. Could have been a panic if he dropped that one. He wheels it up towards centre half forward. Big pack of players will ride this one. It spills to ground. In there is English for Sandhurst. He's tackled. Ball up, 50 out from goal. Umpire Goodridge will waste no time throwing this one up in the air. Noden and Bullen in the ruck. Caught a dead heat as it hits the ground. Very stoppage-based game early, this one. Umpire trying to let him play. Hay tries to find a way through for the Dragons, as does Borchard. He can't either. And eventually we'll have a ball up. But geez, the umpire happy to let him wrestle it out early, Dennis.
Yeah, yep, letting it rest out. This is what Gisborne will want, stoppage after stoppage, though.
So ball up, centre half forward for Sandhurst, attacking the left of your radio dial. Just quickly across at the net ball. It's Sandhurst 18-12 up on Golden Square in the grand final of that one.
17 under.
17 unders, yep. As kick comes forward from Gisborne. Good work to find a way through to Azani. Couldn't work it out. Oh, that's gone high there. Bryant on his opponent there in White. Now White will transfer.
I reckon it's 50. Might have been some back chat to the umpire.
Yeah.
You just can't afford. You just need to shut your mouth and play the game of footy. Let the footy do the talking, not the mouth.
So White's been marched to the attacking side of the centre square. Time on being called. Kick over the top of Austin's head. Dancing around nicely there from Borchard, and his kick gets cut off by Florini, and they're going to relieve Gisborne and try and go the pool side.
Steps around on the man on the mark and then sends it down the pool side wing. Player backing back with it, couldn't quite take the mark. Turnover, the Dragons will look to emerge with it. But trying to get away there was Shannon Tarju, and he was caught holding the ball. Free kick Gisborne, and they're going to quickly go. Is it a 50-metre penalty?
Another one.
Yep.
Didn't see what that one was for, Dennis.
Yeah, a bit of back chat from number 16. Oh, that's the captain.
Yeah, so Jack English.
Can't be saying that. You just need to shut up and get on with the game.
Gisborne will send it inside forward 50. They'll send it to the hot spot. It's all Dragons down there in defence, but it spills to the back and then trying to punch it through. Henry Edwards does, trying to score Dogs. So their first blemish, they're 1-1-7, Sandhurst 3-1-19. 12 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Remember, the first two quarters are straight 20 minutes before 15 minutes have time on in the second half.
So it's going to be Edwards to run it out of fullback. And a good kick, finding a good mark out there. On the netball side, netball court half forward line. Sandhurst are going to go down the line. Good lead and good jump there from Borchard. Couldn't quite bring it in, but he's been able to get some runners on the outside for Sandhurst. Gisborne, though, intercepted half back. Oh, no, just completely messed that one up, did Stelmar. Ball going forward for Sandhurst. They got out the back. Cale, is he going to be the first one there? He worries more about his opponent than the ball. And it's going to be a free kick going the way of Will Watson.
Yeah, just a little bit quicker. Will Watson got in the front position.
Watson chips short to Florini. They'll come down the grandstand side wing. Haven't seen a lot of play down this one, but his kick will be shallow. Marked by Howard for the Dragons. Jackson Howard. Handballs off to Zane Connick. Connick will then send the short pass inside forward 50. A little bit shallow for its intended target there, which was Jacob Austin. Intercept mark for Gisborne. They'll clear it across to the poolside wing.
And it's a foot race out in two. Can't quite get the ball to come up to him was Bryant. Gisborne, though, able to work it out and go back forward. Good kick, and again, worried out of it there, though, was Hannon. Dragons will go into attack, or into the centre of the ground, and just slap forward they go by Gisborne. Great work, Berzani, trying to work it out there. Good, strong tackle applied by Andrews.
You just can't have fumbles in grand final, mate. You've got to be clean, got to take the ball.
Noden didn't get the ruck. It was one down by Bullen. They'll send it inside forward 50 Gisborne. It'll bounce shallow, and they'll be happy to see it across the boundary line. That was Lucas Hannon that came charging out at it for the Dogs. Underneath the scoreboard, 2-goal lead to the Sandhurst Dragons. 15 minutes gone in the first quarter here. The sun is shining, the crowd is slowly building, but it is a nice crowd in early for this one, for the under-18s grand final. One down, flying kick out of there from the Dogs. They'll send it towards the top of the goal square. It comes to the back. Forward come for Gisborne. They handball off. That came from Dawson. Dawson got it off to a teammate who's picked it at the top of the goal square. Will be turned over in a set mark for Sandhurst on the last line of defence. They'll slow things down before they'll come out.
As they come commentary wing, if you could call it that, it's probably more centre. Great work, though, by Stelmer to try and work his way in. Edwards, though, gets involved for the Dragons. Pushing the back, was it? Yes, the umpire saw it the same way. And it's going to be Edwards back over the ball.
Great forward half pressure, though, by Gisborne. He's held the footy up here still in this area, so they're going to have another look at it here. I'll tell you what, though. Edwards, if you let him loose, mate, and allow him to control the footy from behind it, he does not turn the footy over.
Charles Duke takes the mark in amongst the pack. Goes down the commentary wing. That is a good mark on the lead there from Borchard. Borchard walks around a couple of players, kicks it as far as he possibly can. Not the greatest of kicks. He's going to turn it over at centre half back by August Stelmer.
Well, Stelmer's been good early for the Dogs. He's got the ball across half back. Thought about going straight down the middle. Eventually does. It's a rather dangerous kick, but it works out okay. Had to be perfect to Mackie, and it was. So Mackie's got it. He'll come even further forward. It's a good lead out. Finding space there for the Dogs was Diesel Lewis. He marks about 80 out from goal. Lewis. He handballs off short to Johns. Johns ran straight into the tackle, though. It is a strong tackling fizzle. And Lewis has gone in and then made the tackle. And was it called a dangerous tackle against Diesel Lewis?
I suppose if you pin both arms and the head hits the ground, you're going to be in a bit of strife. Technically, it wasn't a bad tackle, but he just went through with it too much.
Borchard gets away with one there. He trips the short pass to the grandstand side wing, and he finds its way into William Bassett.
So Bassett's kick, not the greatest. The umpire's going to come in and ball this one up on centre wing. Front of the grandstand. Quick score check at the 17 and unders. It's out by 8 goals there. Sandhurst on Golden Square. Score sponsor Bendigo City Framers. And it's a free kick for holding the ball. It's going Gisborne's way, and they're going to quickly switch it by Florini. Kicking towards the puddle, and it just skipped on nicely. Bryant had to do extra work than he probably wanted to. Takes a bounce, not the greatest conditions, but was able to control it really well. Bryant's kick into attack, gets over the back, and it's through for a behind. Gisborne 1-2-8, Sandhurst 3-1-19. Score sponsor Bendigo City Framers. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
And good set up behind the footy from Sandhurst. They've got them 3 blokes just in front of the forwards. They can't lead up at the footy, so they have to find another avenue.
It just seems to me there's a lot more Sandhurst players inside Gisborne's forward 50s. Edwards kick out. Oh, great tackle there from Bryant for the Dogs. Gisborne were trying to emerge, and Harrison Bryant got him holding the ball. Free kick Gisborne, and Bryant will line him up. He's 50 metres out from goal, almost in line with the left-hand goalpost. So to take his best effort from here, but we have seen some goals carry through with this breeze in previous games, but there's not a lot of breeze out there today to deal with. So Bryant will line him up. This would be a big goal if Gisborne can get one really late in the quarter. He sends it right towards the top of the goal square. It almost goes to the back, and it's been taken on the goal line. Terrific play from Gisborne, and they got to fly. And was he in the square, or is he going to be sent around on the angle? It's Lucas Hannon that's taken the mark. But the modern footballer today shouldn't have any worries kicking this one from here. He's 5 metres out.
He's kicked 21
2
for the
metres
year.
in from the boundary.
He's kicked 21 for the year. He's one of their small forwards that can get on the end of a few.
They're a coach killer. You don't kill those ones. Hannon with the banana, and he hits the left-hand goalpost. So they're just not taking the most of their chances at the moment, Gisborne. They're now 1 goal, 3-9. They trail this game by 10 points. Sandhurst 3-1-19 as we're about to hit quarter time here in the under-18s grand final.
So the Dragons will go into the pocket, find McNair. And he's just surveying the options in front of the ice cream stand. Don't know how that's going to go today, but we'll see how it goes a bit later on. Kick forward distance through the hands there of Lockhart. Kale's up there as well. Stepping over the boundary line was Howard. Going to get a ball in.
They'd do some good business while the sun's shining, wouldn't they?
I would have thought so. Hot chip bend where it's at now, I reckon it's going to be all right too.
The throw in. Knocked down for Sandhurst. In there is Olive for the Gisborne. That'll be a quarter-time siren. So it is quarter-time at the QEO in the under-18s grand final. It is Sandhurst 3-1-19 to Gisborne 1-3-9. Michael Van Dorser, a 10-point lead to Sandhurst.
Yeah, it is. It's been a very interesting first quarter of footy, and I think it's been fascinating to see how both teams have settled. I think Gisborne will probably get the better of it back into that quarter.
So that's quarter time. It is a 10-point lead to the Sandhurst Dragons. A big second quarter to come here at the QEO. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo. Back here at the QEO, the under-18s grand final. The first of 3 grand finals between Sandhurst and Gisborne today. It is Cam Power, Michael Van Dorser and Dennis Grinton bringing you all the action from the under-18s. It is a 10-point lead to the Sandhurst Dragons. The goal kickers in this game, Logan Kilcullen, Joseph Artavilla and Jack English, while for Gisborne it is Marcus Trakokis that has got the first goal. Having a look at the better players so far on the day for the Gisborne Bulldogs is Dennis Grinton.
Yeah, I thought young Dickens down back, that's Baden Dickens playing on Oscar Cale. Oscar got a bit of a flyer and then he sharpened up and he took a couple of defensive marks and cleared the ball quite well. I reckon he was up and amongst it. Florini, he was brilliant through the middle around clearance. These young kids, a lot of them get unseen, inside the stoppage, and he was one. And I reckon Sarafa out on the wing it was all quality. Just had a bit of run and carry. I think he's gone to a half-forward flank now. So that was the best for Gisborne. But I reckon, Mick, that Gisborne wrapped in that. Sanders kicked 3 goals in the first 8 minutes of that game and then didn't score for the rest of that quarter. So Gisborne re-wrapped.
I reckon they would be. Sandhurst, I reckon they're better players. Logan Kilcullen started really well. Gus Hayes started really well. I think Henry Edwards came into the game as the game got a lot tighter in that first quarter as well. But it really, I thought it was a quarter of 2 halves in a lot of ways. Sandhurst dominated early, then Gisborne came back into it. So it's going to be interesting to see how we go here.
Yeah, that was all determined around stoppage.
Yep.
Whoever won the stoppage had that little bit of momentum. But I think Gisborne, once they got on the outside of the stoppage and pushed Sandhurst in, they were brilliant.
Over to Cam Power to call the action for the second quarter.
Hog footy lives at Fresh Bendigo. Olive going up in the ruck against Davey. Gisborne will try and win the first clearance forward. Davey with a strong tackle though.
Oh, push in the back.
Umpire's called a push in the back. So the first clearance will go the way of the Dogs. It'll be taken by Zarafa. Zarafa just sends it out wide. Kick was a little bit shallow, but it still found its way to a teammate. They handball forward. Now they'll go inside for Florini. Florini's kick into the pocket, bounced off the chest of a teammate, and then it goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. Poolside change rooms, right-hand side. Of course, the Sandhurst Dragons are in the poolside change rooms today. A little bit of mind games, I reckon, from Gisborne today, that it is a throw-in on the poolside wing.
Don't you just love it when you call the better players and they get it in the first couple of moments? There, Dennis, great work. As the ball goes up and down, and it's going to trickle out for another boundary throw-in.
Of course, 2 medals to be handed out today as well for the 2 best players on the ground in this game.
Yeah, stoppage has been a big thing in this game.
So originally the tap was won by Davey, but then give it to Olive. Gisborne going forward, quick kick out of the pack. It's not going to favour the forwards though of Gisborne. I reckon it's gone through to Stevenson. They're working hard here, Sandhurst, but not hard enough. And slipping over in an inopportune moment was the player in Stelma. A free kick for holding the man is going Sandhurst's way. It's going to be Jackson Howard to take the kick after Bryant was wrenched.
So Bryant has it. He's got a short pass on, which will be short to Bassett. And this talked him up big time in the pre-game. Didn't see a lot of it in the first quarter, Bassett. He then sends a really nice kick. Perfect kick finds its way to Tarju. That's Shannon Tarju. He'll then chip the short pass in. His pick is, well, it looked shallow off the boot, but he knew what he was doing. And it has landed on the chest of a player diving in front of it, sliding in on his knees.
Borchard.
And it is a chance for a shot on goal, 25 metres out. Not too much of an angle to deal with at all for Lachlan Borchard. Off the boot, it looked like it was shallow, but it just carried nicely to him, didn't it, Dennis?
No, that's that pockets of space. You just chip the ball into Cameron and force your forwards to lead into it.
So Borchard for the first goal of the second quarter. He hangs it to the left. It stays left. Minus score. So they're now 3 goals to 20 Sandhurst, 139 Gisborne. It is an 11-point ball game. We've played 3 minutes in the second quarter. Score sponsor JB Re-Stumping. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Gisborne will run this one out of the goal square. Kick it as far as they possibly can. The player there in best position was Howard. Drew a crowd though. As Gisborne are going to work it out. Connick will pick it up, tries the arch to the back, works his way through to Bassett. Bassett tried to get it back through to lock up, but couldn't quite do so. Great effort though for Gisborne getting that one forward. Sandhurst are able to transfer the play, and Bassett on the end of this one in the end finally gets a chance to settle things down in front of the grandstand.
Yeah, he's been keeping the stats man busy in the first 3.5 minutes of this second quarter. Bassett wheels it up towards centre half forward. Good strong mark is taken by Borchard. He's having a big say on this game. Borchard will then wheel onto the right. He'll send it into the hot spot for a fly. It's going to get one. It spills to the back of the pack though. No mark taken. It's a little Logan Kilcullen. He roped it at the front of the pack and he dribbled it through. Logan Kilcullen has kicked an absolute beauty. And Sandhurst have now got 4. He's got 2 of them. And it's a hot start to the second quarter for the Dragons. Logan Kilcullen put that one on the highlights reel. 4-2-26 Dragons, 1-3-9 Dogs. 4 minutes gone, second quarter. Score sponsor Rural and Outdoors Castlemaine, where local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Yeah, what a crumbing goal. Hey, he had a fire early in the game and he had a great first quarter. And sometimes you get that little bit of momentum early and it can continue on in the game. And he's had an absolute flyer, young Logan.
Tell you what, Dennis, it's going very similar to the first couple of minutes of the first quarter. Well, it's similar to the first quarter. They kicked behind in the goal. But they're going forward again. The Dragons, the courtesy of a free kick from Hay. Kilcullen's out the back end, and it's going to trickle over and go over the boundary line. Seth, right, ball in the right forward pocket.
That might be the goal of the day across all 3 grades already. I reckon we've seen a nomination.
Well, it's a nomination, I'm sure. So the ball back into play. Not the greatest of throw-ins, but Olive got there at the back of the pack. Duke gets a...
Holding the ball.
Correct, looks like a ball. Goodrich signalling incorrect disposal.
I'm trying to work out what the umpire was signalling there. That's anyway, it's Gisborne's ball. They're going to relieve and come commentary wing, and it's going to be Johns to take the mark right half back.
So Campbell Johns has it. Right half back for the Dogs. He'll run his allotment before sending it down the wing. Sitting in best position for the Dragons there will be taken by Howard. Howard then chips inboard to the middle. Finds a teammate. They'll wheel it up towards Bassett at centre forward, who's met hard. Strong hit by Florini. Turnover Dogs. Now they can work it through the middle through Mackie. Mackie's handball was a little bit too hard to find a teammate though. Spills out. Connick will then send it inside forward 50. This is Zane Connick. Sends it to the goal square. Spills out the back. And Logan Kilcullen gets the half volley, Tim Cahill style. And he's got 3. Sandhurst have got 5. He's having an absolute field day, Logan Kilcullen. Sitting at the back, and he got the perfect bounce to put it through. 5-2-32, playing 1-3-9. Danger signs if you're a Gisborne Bulldogs supporter. We've played 6 minutes in the second quarter. Score sponsor, Daily Bricklaying and Construction. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Yeah, just on a bit of a fly, young Logan Kilcullen. What a player. That's reading the ball coming in, boys. All the rest of the boys went to the front, and he could see it was going to carry that little bit of wind picking up, so to the back.
Got told earlier he's an inside bull. At the moment he looks like a nice little outside player, around, especially at the back. Sandhurst forward again. Hay this time with the ball, trying to find a teammate. Had no one running shotgun with him, so he's just got a handball and hope. Gisborne under enormous pressure at the back at the moment. Watson just handballed into space. Looks as though they're going to try and lock this one in to Sandhurst. The umpire does say, come in and give it to me.
Can't just do it offensively, defensively. That's the boy who's tackling inside 50 there, Logan Kilcullen. What a game he's playing.
It's up to 3 of the 5 goals on the day for Sandhurst. As we tick over 7 minutes, and it's a free kick going Sandhurst's way for a Shepherd in the ruck. That's going to be Finley Lockhart with the ball.
Yeah, Finley's a bit of a sharp shooter as well, boys. He'll go around the corner and he'll nail this one.
So Lockhart, front of the scoreboard, will take 2 steps. Right foot snap at goal.
No.
It's a big, gets a little bit too fat and goes outside. 5-3-33 Sandhurst, Gisborne 1-3-9. That's score sponsor JB Re-Stumping, local footy leagues at Fresh Bendigo.
Yeah, Gisborne just need to lower their eyes and hit their shorts. If they keep kicking down the line, the ball's going to come back with interest.
So Dickens will run his distance out of the kick-in duties. He'll send it down the poolside wing. Noden couldn't quite take it. Knocks it to ground, though. Howard will emerge with it. Tried to take on the tackle. He slipped to his knees, and he might have been over the boundary line before he gave it to Stevenson. Boundary umpire was a little bit late to the party, but at least he showed up. Better late than never. We'll have a boundary throw in. 60 out from goal. Olive and Noden are the 2 ruckmans that are going to go up in this contest. Olive knocks it down. It'll be set inside forward 50 from Sandhurst. But getting to the... Oh, dropped the mark, though. He should have taken, which allowed a chance for Gus Hay to come through for the Dragons. It's knocked forward. Oh. Flying shot there coming from Artravilla, and it took an awkward bounce, but it's through for a minor score. So they're now 5-4-34. Gisborne 1-3-9. 8 minutes gone in the second quarter. Local footy leagues at Fresh Bendigo.
So Gisborne now will come commentary wing, and it's just been kicked and hoped. Finley Lockhart again standing in the hole. Just not earning at the moment, are they, Dennis?
No, they just need a little bit more movement to hit them little pockets of space. And
Lockhart trying to find Hay. Hay gets it on off the touch from the defender. Kick goes centrally. Good effort at ground level by Clark of Gisborne. Quick kick though coming from Sandhurst going back, and standing in the way there is August Stelmer.
just stagnant Gisborne at the moment. Need to start moving like that.
So Stelmer then works the kick underneath the scoreboard. Hard up against the boundary line is Harrison Bryant. So Bryant's got it for the Dogs. They probably need the next one, you reckon. Sandhurst got a healthy lead in this game. Bryant's kick goes further forward down the ground, and well, the mark was taken, but it's out of bounds on the full. So a couple of errors coming into the game here. Might have been Bullen, I reckon, that was not too happy with it being called. The kick inside from Sandhurst will be turned over though. Knocked away there by Mackie, and we'll get a boundary throw in 50 out from goal.
It's an interesting part of the game, boys. Sandhurst are playing an 18-man press, but on the pull side, so that means there's not many pockets of space. So Gisborne need to look to transfer the footy to the open side of the ground, or they're not going to get out.
Ball tapped down there by Noden. Worked for Rutten in the middle there for Gisborne. And there's a free kick quickly for, I think it was pushing back, was it?
Yes.
There's Sandhurst. Look to drive this in from centre half forward. Good kick to the goal square. There was a push in the back, and the umpire did see it. I reckon it was from Kel Cullen. Gisborne taking the advantage. Florini's going for a run out that pull side. They're coming back though with interest. Great kick, flying shot at goal. Is it going to carry the distance? It is. It's just to the near side, and it's one behind Sandhurst. 5-5-35, peppering the goals in this first half of this second quarter. As we've ticked over 11 minutes, local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Got all the play though at the moment. The Sandhurst Dragons under immense pressure of the Dogs' defence. The kick short. It was intended for Stelmer, but it was knocked away from him by Borchardt, and just not finding those short passes off a kick in are absolute coach killers, Dennis Grinton.
Absolutely. It's just a little bit slow in transition. You've got to, if you get the ball and you've got a free, you've got to use it straight away. Once you take that 1 second, they're going to cut it off with the press they're playing.
So throw in, knock down. Gisborne will come wide. The kick will try and clear defence, but it will bounce in the direction of English. English is able to send it back towards the top of the goal square for a big wide. Spills to the back of the pack. Handball out of there for Bullen. And the kick just went out of there, and it was a real no-look kick to Logan Kilcullen. He's having one of these days where he could kick it from here. He decides to chip the short pass into the pocket. Umpire's going to come back and put him on his line. Luckily for him, because I think the kick was going to be a turnover, but Logan Kilcullen, 50 metres out, 5 metres in from the boundary, right-hand side, He'll then just wheel it into the hot spot.
Wow.
Beautiful kick from Logan Kilcullen. He's almost got his name engraved in a best on ground medal today. He's having an absolute superb half. And Lachlan Borchard will line him up for goal. 30 metres out, almost directly in front.
I'll tell you what, his dad could play the game, but this kid, Borchard, I'll tell you what, above his head, he's as good as anyone I've seen in junior level. He's absolutely on a flyer himself this quarter.
Borchard is also having a say in this game, but that's 2 shots at goal from very similar spots now where he's hung them out to the left and it stayed left.
He's just
could have had himself 2 goals.
His bottom foot, if you have a look at his bottom foot, when he's striking the ball, it's pointing exactly where the ball's going. So he's got to keep that bottom foot straight in line with the goal.
So Gisborne trying to work it out. Evans, the captain. What's he got moving forward? Nothing really, so he's going to chip it sideways. Go towards the netball courts where you see Sandhurst leading Golden Square by 19 goals in that 17 and under game. As Olive's got it. They might bring a commentary wing. They probably should have, with Gauchi standing all unopposed. Sorry, and it was McKay, Willem McKay. It's going to go poolside wing. Dennis Grinton shaking his head. That might work out here for the Bulldogs. They've got an overlap here if they can work it out. Ball sits for Johns. Quick little flick of a handball, but he's turned it over. And Gus Hayes picked this one up. And Sandhurst are out. Borchard with a kick to go forward. Not the greatest of kicks. Gets over the pack. Can they find a way through? Kilcullen putting some pressure on, as is Stevenson. Borchard again following up his work. Having a shot at goal. He does, and he kicks this one. Sandhurst gets their 6th goal, and Borchard gets his first and his third attempt at trying.
Yeah, look, I did shake my head. If you're going to persist in kicking down the line and you haven't got the numbers, eventually you'll get outnumbered, and then the transition will come because this side of the ground's open. So Sandhurst are smart enough to know they're going to win the ball, then they open up. But Borchard, what a quarter he's had. He's taken about 3 or 4 contested marks. He's probably better on the run, not thinking about kicking a goal. But inside 50, Kilcullen again, just that little tackle, just them little things get it going.
42 playing 9. Ominous signs for Sandhurst. They'll win the clearance again here. Bassett will emerge with it. He'll fire it inside forward 50. It gets out the back. Here's a chance. He'll wheel around to the front. It is Oscar Cale who bends it around his body, and he just misses to the near side, but it was good trapping, and the kick just didn't quite find its way through. 6-7-43 playing 1-3-9 here at the QER.
So they haven't scored a goal, Gisborne, since the 5th minute of the first quarter as well. As they're going to chip the ball around commentary wing. Not the greatest of balls, but it might work out here. Rutten smothered it. Duke with his kick smothered as well, and then Rutten goes back with makes the tackle on Lockhart.
Yeah, very important 5 minutes for Gisborne here. They can't allow another goal. The game's nearly done.
There's tapped down there by Davey. Hay trying to work his way through. Couldn't do so. We're going to get another ball up. You might as well try and get rid of this one, Cam.
It's the 2 9s going at it there in Johns and Hay. Gisborne will win this ball into the middle. It comes out, finds its way to Evans. They'll work it forward, but it's just a kick into space more than anything. Should be Sandhurst getting back there first through Zane Connick. Ball sits up a little bit awkwardly for him, but he's able to find the handball. Trying to emerge away through for the Dragons. They'll go backwards where it'll find its way to Howard. Howard then handballs even further forward. They're away here. It was a little bit of a late tackle after he disposed of the footy, so it'll be a downfield free kick to the Dragons. They've got it. 80 metres out from goal, poolside wing. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. They'll chip it towards centre half forward where Hay marks. Hay's been good. He's got some options here. He'll send it into the pocket to a one-on-one. Good use of the body by Noden, but he dropped the mark at the critical stage. It sits up though for Sandhurst. They'll wheel it to the top of the square where Oscar Cale marks, and he goals. And Sandhurst are skipping away to a big lead in the under-18s grand final. 7-7-49, playing 1-3-9. Score sponsor JB Rees Stumping. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for Gisborne now. They've just got to take the game on and be willing to lose by 20 goals and just try and get forward of the footy. And I just don't think they've got the run in their legs like Sandhurst. And the ball use of Sandhurst doesn't allow them the opportunity to get the footy in their own hands. So that makes it even harder because you're using energy you don't want to use on the defensive side. So then when it's offensively, you haven't got enough run in your legs to use it.
So the ball goes back up in the middle. Bullen with the tap down for Gisborne. The furthest forward they've had it for some time. I was going to say before, Cam, dare I say it, making hay while the sun shines, Gisborne. Sandhurst. With Gus Hay running through the middle there.
Good game.
Ball goes up and down. Cale looks like he's on the ball. And I reckon Bassett was coming off there and he stuck back and said, all right, I'll take a kick on the wing. Gets it forward. And good work at the back there by Dickens on Hay. 10 shots at goal this quarter Sandhurst have had to none. Shows you the dominance that they've had. Duke's been able to work it out. Bassett now with another kick, so he stayed on for an extra couple of moments as Bassett. Ball sits nicely from English. Good strong tackle applied on English.
Oh, wow.
And the umpire says, give it to me.
Good umpiring there. Reckon he had his chance, but he's stuck to his guns.
Well, you heard the Gisborne effects in the special effects mic in front of us. They certainly thought it was holding the ball. Olga Stelma was the tackler. We'll have a repeat stoppage here inside the forward pocket. They've just got to hold on for the next 2 minutes here, Gisborne. They can't afford to concede another one. Ball knocked towards the boundary line. And in under-18s footy, if you can knock the ball over and just force stoppages, it'll run down the clock, Dennis.
Yeah, absolutely. Two blokes I would be having a real close eye on is Kilcullen, who's absolutely free out the back on his own, and Borchard.
Well, you're just watching it there. Kilcullen's just ran straight in on his own, and he's received the footy off the tap, but he was tackled as soon as he got it. It was almost a set play. He wheeled around the back and he come in, got the tap. They're a very well organised unit, this Sandhurst under-18 side.
Still got no one.
Well, they've taken it out of the ruck there. It'll be fired in from Davey towards the top of the goal square. Just got to hold on here, Gisborne. It spills out. It's a flying shot on goal coming from Darby Waitley, and it's a minor score.
Darby Watley.
7-8-50 playing 1-3-9, but it is a 41-point margin. They've absolutely blown this second quarter out of the park of Sandhurst.
So it's going to be Dickens to try and kick this one out. He finds Watson underneath the scoreboard. It is not pretty reading for the Bulldogs. They're going to go down the poolside wing. Again, 2 Sandhurst players going up and only just the one Gisborne. And they've knocked it out of play over in front of the netball courts that see Sandhurst 51 playing Golden Square 27. Score sponsor Parsons Towings. So local footy and netball lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Sandhurst will try and send it back inside forward 50. Good strong tackling there came from Austin. They'll pump it inside in the last 20 seconds of the quarter, and flying out Noden underneath the scoreboard. Couldn't quite take the mark, but it might have floated out of bounds on the fall anyway. So Gisborne, they'll chip it into the goal square where the mark is taken by Dickens. And I think he just needs to look up at the scoreboard and realise just not to do anything silly here, Dickens, and he does just that with a short pass. Finds another teammate. So the siren will sound for half-time here at the QEO, and it is a 41-point margin. Sandhurst have absolutely blown it out of the quarter. Gisborne not scoring that quarter. Sandhurst kicking 4 goals, 7. So the damage could have been a hell of a lot worse, Dennis Gritton, if they were able to convert.
I just think the run and carry and the opportunity of turnover for Gisborne is non-existent for Sandhurst, because that's how good they were in that quarter. Obviously their shots on goal weren't great, but to have 11 shots on goal in a grand final, you're not going to lose too many of them. I thought their pressure inside 50 and the way they pressed up on the footy, not to allow it to come out. So Gisborne's got to find a way, boys.
So that's half-time here at the QEO. What have Gisborne got in the second half for the under-18s grand final? They trail by 41 points. 7-8-50 playing Gisborne 1-3-9. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo. Back here at the QEO, it is a 41-point lead at half-time in the 2024 under-18s Bendigo Football Netball League Grand Final. Sandhurst 7-8-50 to Gisborne 1-3-9. It is Sandhurst and Gisborne doing battle across all 3 grades today. And here in the under-18s, myself, Cam Power, Michael Van Dorsa and Dennis Grinton bringing you all the action where in that second quarter, Sandhurst ran absolutely riot Michael, who were some of their better players that led the way in that second quarter to get him out to a 41-point lead?
Well, I don't think he can go past Logan Kilcullen at the moment. He's having an absolute fly. He's got 3 goals, 2 in that second quarter, and a goal of the day contender, and I'm saying that we've said it across all 3 grades already. 4th minute goal of the day contender. Then his goal 2 minutes after that, Dennis, was probably just as good, even though it wasn't dribbled. It was probably just volleyed nicely through at the same time. But Lockie Borchard got involved in that quarter as well. Did really well. A nice little Joe the Goose over the top from Oscar Kale reflex to get a goal there as well. The forward half was able, just as you said, I think you said it through the call, was just able to compress the ground and make it like Gisborne had nowhere to go.
Yeah, 100%, and that's the way they play. And if you continue to go down one side of the ground, they push that pressure across, because it even looks like it's even more compressed. So that's just your 18-man press. How do you get out of them? You've got to transition the footy, lower your eyes, hit your shorts, but you've got to have run from behind the footy. So, and that's what Gisborne haven't had. Look, they're trying their best, but Sandhurst aren't allowing, I said this off air, that Sandhurst just aren't allowing Gisborne to get back into the game with A, their good setups, B, they're starting to win around stoppage, and C, their ball use isn't turning the footy over to give them another look at it. And also with young Kilcullen, I thought his pressure inside 50, that's a highlight for me for his game. He kicked your 3 goals, and I thought his ball use going inside 50 was brilliant early to Oscar Kale, and then he hit Borchard straight up in a little pocket of space. Like that's a class act. I do think, Baden Dickens, for Gisborne's trying his best down back. A bit of a lone hand in some ways, and Sarafa. But the rest of the boys have got to jump on board, and they've just got to take the game on, boys. And if you turn it over and you get beat by 100 points, you get beat by 100 points. But the way they're going at the moment, that's going to happen anyway.
Let me reframe the question. Instead of who their better players are, who needs a big second half to get back in the game?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't want to put too much pressure on young players, but Jacob Thoreen, he's been okay. He had a good first quarter, but he just needs to get in the game around stoppage again. The ball didn't get inside 50, so their forwards can't do much, so it's all their midfield. Hugo Oliver's got a big second half to go here in the ruck for him to try and give him first use, to at least get the ball inside 50 and contain it in there. But you've got to have quality ball inside 50, and that's what Sandhurst, that's the difference, is quality ball use.
The second half is about to get underway. Sandhurst by 41 points. The under-18s grand final. Here's Michael Van Dorsa.
So Sandhurst started with a 41-point lead, and the first ball up will be nullified. Good strong tackle applied by Gus Hay. And we'll get a secondary ball up. Just the attacking side for Gisborne. Hay takes the Sharks to clearance, goes forward. Good quick work by Sandhurst to go forward. They're going to look at this through Bassett. Bassett wheels around on his right from 50 metres, gets it up in the air. Can he find the mark up there? He can. Not quite noted. Dropped the mark at the wrong time. Kilcullen's down there putting extra pressure on again. And we're going to see a ball up.
It looks to me, boys, like there has been a bit of wind, but that ball dropped a little bit. It might be a 1 or 2 goal wind here now.
Hayden's had a couple of chances at the ball where he's just dropped it at the last second, but I'm liking the way he leads up at the footy, Dennis. As Gisborne will work it out of defence. It'll come from Evans, the captain of the Dogs. Evans finds its way to a teammate. They need to get moving in this third quarter. Remember, it is 15 minutes plus time on in the second half here, as it's marked by Ozane. He quickly plays on, but he kicks it to absolutely no one. 3 Sandhurst players there, not one Gisborne player in sight. Gisborne will work it out. Edwards gets it for the Dragons. Handball's out wide to Stevenson. Stevenson sends it down the wing. Mark is taken by Charles Duke. He'll have it in the middle of the wing on the pool side. It is absolutely bathed in sunshine here at the Curio. Perfect conditions for a grand final.
Duke finds Stevenson in a chipping manner. It's going to continue down the wing, go to half forward, contested half forward for both sides. Taken without it, there was English, but the umpire said no, play on. Gisborne will try and reload. Going to try and get this through. Watley sidesteps beautifully. Kick going forward. Good work there by Bassett to get a mark. He's got players inside attacking 50, and Noden takes that one. And then got tripped. I
don't know if he did. It was something out of the ordinary anyway.
Yeah, he's He's a ruckman, isn't he?
Yeah.
We'll go with that, Dan Note.
He's going to have a crack at it from 50. He's never going to make that
He
distance.
pointed straight to the goals. He was
Yeah.
confident straight away.
No, I don't think he can make that distance, boys, with this little bit of wind.
Looks like it's building up behind him too. As he comes in, chips it into the centre. Great kick. Found Oscar Cale on a lead. He knew he wasn't going to kick it. And now Cale to get the first real opportunity, 3 minutes in to this third quarter, just directly in front.
Yeah, look, you just got to plug them holes up with the bloke kicking from outside 50, especially 30 straight front. You need your on-ballers and that just to be plugging little holes there.
So Oscar Cale, for his second of the morning, comes in, right foot kick at goal, looks good, and it's there. Oscar Cale says thank you very much, and he takes the score on to 8-8-56, playing 139. Score sponsor JB Restumping. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Yeah, look, it's just continuing on the way it finished in the second quarter, isn't it, boys? Like, we've just got to, at Gisborne, I shouldn't say we, but they've just got to start winning a stoppage, getting the ball inside 50 and then pressing up themselves and not allowing the ball to get out. But the way Sandhurst is going around stoppage, especially Gus Hay, great little sidestep by Darby Watley there to hit his free. So they're just, in control of the game at the moment.
Back in the middle we go. Gisborne will try and win the clearance. They do. They'll send it inside forward 50, which has been a bit rare for them. It spills out the back. Good half volley taken. Wheeling around is Charlie Ozane. He snaps it goalwards. And he puts it narrow the right-hand side. That would have been something to fire the Gisborne crowd up. But it's their first score since halfway through the first quarter. And they move to 1-4-10. Sandhurst 8-8-56. 4 minutes gone. Third quarter. Score sponsor Central Kitchens Bendigo. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
So it's going to be Edwards to drive this one out of side. Good kick, good mark. Quick kick, quick handball from Stevenson. Gives it to a teammate in white. He goes long, but the kick's going to be cut off there by Bullen. Bullen with a chipping ball inside to Florini. Florini looks to go central. And White under it there. Watley did nicely for Sandhurst. He's got the leader on the outside, Bassett. He's got a nice left foot kick trying to find Cale. Yeah, or is it out the back? It's out the back. Great pick up. Sidestepping around. Can they get an opportunity? Bassett's followed his work up. Right foot snap and goal. How about that?
Yeah, well done. Hey, what a pick up by Kilcullen, though. That was amazing. And then he tried to do a little shimmy, got caught, handballed it back to Bassett. And that's what you do as a midfielder, boys. You follow up your work and you can get in on the end of a few. So that's great work by Billy Bassett there. And quality finish.
So Bassett with the 9th goal on the board. That was great follow-up. 9-8-62 playing Gisborne 1-4-10. Score sponsor Daily Bricklaying and Construction. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
I didn't mind Gisborne trying to come through the middle though, taking the game on. It just didn't work out.
It's blown out to 52 points in the under-18s grand final. Gisborne will then try and win this clearance. They'll get it through a high tackle. Ball quickly forward. Not sure why he decided to handball that. Jai Zarafa. He gave it off to Florini, who was tackled as soon as he got it. That's a real wasted opportunity. Sandhurst will try and emerge forward. Umpire Goodrich crossing his arms, says, I'll ball it up in the middle. Put a netball score them on
full time by the sound of things. A 30-goal win to Sandhurst over Golden Square. Score sponsor just Chase Westcott Builders. 62
playing 32. So Sandhurst win the first premiership on grand final day in the under-17 netball, and they're looking like getting it in the under-18s footy as well. So a great start to the day if you're a Sandhurst Dragon, being well represented in all grades of footy and netball today, barring 2, which is a magnificent effort. Kilcullen gets out the back for Sandhurst. He'll then step his way through trouble, and he managed to find someone out the corner of his eye in Watley. That was brilliant. He's kicked forward, turned over. Gisborne will be able to relieve some pressure. They'll send it back into the middle. Kick from Campbell Johns, but his kick didn't quite find his teammate. Lockhart took it. He played on. Just got boot to ball before he was tackled. Comes to ground. Gouchy's in there for Gisborne. Turnover. They're away to the races now, the Dragons. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Firing it inside forward 50 will be Shannon Tarju. And it spills. Gisborne will be able to relieve the pressure out of defence.
They are, but only momentarily. You'd think, good work there. Getting up was Hannon, but he wasn't paid the mark. It falls for Howard.
Had enough of that, didn't he?
I thought he had enough of that for sure. I was paying it. I had the whistle to my mouth and blow and said thank you very much.
Didn't agree, Dennis?
No, he didn't have enough of it, boys. It's a wet day.
2-1.
Yeah. Edwards, chipping ball, finds Noden on the strong lead outside. He's not having a shot for goal from here, that's for sure, as Noden's ball goes in. Kilcullen making a nuisance of himself up forward. Goes with the kick from Gisborne, and they've turned it over again. McNair standing right in the centre square, and I don't know where Howard's playing, but he seems to be playing all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, he's been down back, but he's just been able to loose off and get forward. So into Connick. Connick will then chip it into Noden. Noden in the middle of the ground here for Sandhurst. Will then send it out on the right foot. Goes out wide. Marcus taken there. Leading out is Edwards for the Dragons. So he's gone backwards to go forwards, but they'll work it up towards centre half forward. Stevenson couldn't get there. And now Gisborne intercept mark. They're away to the races. They'll run. They'll handball their way into the middle, but they get themselves under a little bit of pressure. And, well, has he been done for holding the ball?
He actually handballed.
I thought he got the handball away in time.
Yep.
Umpire Goodrich was right there, and he said, I didn't agree. Free kick Sandhurst. They'll send it back inside forward 50. It'll come from Atravilla.
As that ball is not great to Gisborne are just going to go with it. And I don't know if this is smart play or not from Gisborne, because they're just playing like charge the light horse brigade. Connick gets on the end of a handball, and they're going to try and find a way through commentary wing. Sandhurst. Watley.
They must look like rugby players. As soon as they get the ball, they just
Exactly,
charge
just
straight forward.
forward.
It's been an instruction at half time, boys, and I don't mind it. You've got to take the game on. They're not going to win just going stock stand and kicking down the line. At least they're trying something. So I reckon it's good coaching.
The only issue with it, though, is if you look down in the forward line at the moment, there's 4 Sandhurst players to 2 Gisborne players. So as soon as they get it in, it's just going to come straight back the other way. And that's where they've really hurt them today on the turnover. Backs in the middle, throw in.
I think that
player taking it. Well, sorry, Dennis quickly called advantage when he didn't even have control of the ball, but they're able to work it anyway out to Clark. Clark sends it up towards centre forward, all trying to juggle the mark, couldn't quite take it there. Was Trescokis, who's already got one. He did roll 42nd, just got the handball away. Bouncing around in the right-hand forward pocket. It's knocked away there by Lockhart for Sandhurst over the boundary line. Sorry, Dennis.
No, that's all right. I think that's because Gisborne is sending one up to the stoppage to create an out number. I think they need to get that bloke back and entrust their on balls around the stoppage, because they're not bad. They just got, look at it now. It's all one side. Like Sandhurst are all one side, Gisborne one side. They're just running the gauntlet at the moment.
So Noden with the tap down finds Hay. Hay with a kick. Dennis Brent's about to throw the kick. Toys out the clock in a minute. He's absolutely lost it with him as Kilcullen's got it in the middle. Go on, Dennis. Don't say what you're thinking. Say what you want to say.
You've just got to even up numbers around stoppage, and it's at all grades sometimes. It does me head in.
Gee, some of those under-18s Eagle Hawk boys might have been on the end of a few sprays based on what we're seeing today here. As Sandhurst work it forward, Gisborne have got it. Zarafa handballs over the top to Mackie. Mackie will then send it inside forward 50, but it'll get back and take an intercept mark. Is Deacon Andrews. Andrews will send it out further wide for Sandhurst, and he'll find a teammate. Pull side wing, they'll come in board. They're still looking to attack pretty hard, the Dragons. It's now with Shannon Tarju. So he'll slow things down. He's been good in this third quarter too. I've liked what he's done. He sends it wide, off hands. It'll go over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. Assisting it over will be Finley Lockhart. Pull side wing, dead smack middle of that far wing here at the dead smack middle. It's the far wing at the QEO. 52-point lead to the Sandhurst Dragons.
It's still early, Cam. Don't worry about it, mate. I'm sure we'll get a couple of the good ones out of the way. Tell you what, remind me not to be playing on Dennis Griggs' team footy, because I reckon I'd be copping a few of those sprays, to be honest. This ball goes absolutely nowhere. And we're back up again. Tap down, won by Sandhurst. Going Gisborne's way, though. Although there's that man, Gus Hay, that it looks like he's running around with, didn't obviously shower last night. He's got no opponent, he wouldn't have thought. As Watley gets this in the centre, just defensive side for the Dragons. So Watley surveys the landscape, comes commentary wing or grandstand side. It's not a bad kick.
I've liked this bloke's game, especially since the second and third quarter.
Yes, by the name of Billy Bassett. Bassett goes down the line. Good kick out the back, though. English, can it sit for him? It does. He's unselfishly hands it off. Austin, centering ball. Won't get through to Noden. But Gisborne look like they're going to work it out. Johns with a hacked kick going forward. And they're going to... No, there wasn't a mark there. Play on the call from the umpire. Sandhurst the one first back there. And they're going to try and work this out. Tap forward from McNair. We're on centre, pretty much centre wing. Edwards takes the ball and just lets them tackle him. And it's going to be a ball up just near the boundary, near the centre circles.
Ball up. Almost in the middle of the QEO. Gisborne will then clear it forward, but again, it's just no one further forward. Coming out there, taking it away for Sandhurst was Howard. They clear it out wide where it finds its way to Duke. And Charles Duke will go even further forward down the poolside wing. Chipping forward now. Oh, good mark over the top taken there for Sandhurst. They can send it inside forward 50. A hard lead coming, and it was honoured with a pretty good kick, but it just dropped the mark. Might have been actually out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, in the full, Cam.
So it will be a free kick to Gisborne. Like Oden that was trying to claim that mark. Gisborne will bring the kick in.
So they've got the opportunity. This one doesn't get through. Cale's got it, wheels around on his right. Tries to centre the ball. Gus Hayes not there because it's gone over his head. It's found Shannon Tardrew. And Tardrew, the boy from Canberra.
It's looking pretty ominous, boys, isn't it?
Well, I say, Dan, you're 52 points up in a grand final. He could have easily decided to try and snap that one back around his body himself. But just the unselfishness of Sandhurst to find a target inside forward 50.
Yeah, and that's what makes great sides, mate. It's the ability to bring your teammate into the game and play as a we, not me. Yeah, that was just a quality kick. And look, to be honest, Sandhurst's ball use at this level has been extraordinary.
Tardrew's kick off the mark for a behind 9-9-63, playing 1-4-10. Score sponsored Don Smallgoods. Don is good. Local footy lives at Bendigo, at Fresh Bendigo.
Dangerous kick, but they're going to persist with going straight down the middle here to Evans. So he marks it. He's been serviceable for the Dogs, I reckon, Lockie Evans. He's been the captain of the side. He'll then send it down the line. Just didn't quite find its target. Might have been looking for Olive, but it carried over the top of him. They'll fire it out wide. Now it comes out to Johns. Got some space here, Johns. He'll set up the kick right in front of the coaching staff. It's a 2-on-1, and Sandhurst Hunters there through Deacon Andrews.
I'd send a +1 back for Gisborne at the moment for this last 10 minutes of this quarter, so they even up numbers inside their 50. They're getting enough looks at it, just to even up the numbers. And there we go again, that side of the pack.
So we might win the clearance here, though, the Dogs. It'll come out wide.
Oh.
Bryant's kick inside forward 50 is out of bounds on the full. I'm sure the long sleeves will play on a day like today with the sun beaming like that, but it's gone out of bounds on the full for Harrison. There's a couple of them out there in long sleeves, actually, which I find rather interesting.
Yeah, it's always warmer sitting up in this box, mate.
It's 14 degrees outside at the moment. Feels like 9.3.
The sun out there.
Yeah, but it's cool. The wind there. As Gisborne got it out, but the handball from Johns only found Hayes opposite number 9. And he's brought it back into the pack, and there's going to be a ball up.
I was always a short sleeve man. Played a game with -2 degrees. -2 degrees at Trentham one day and still didn't go the long sleeves.
No, I don't disagree with that, but I find it fascinating. We're playing short sleeves for footy, long sleeves for cricket.
Yeah, long sleeves and long pants.
Go figure. As this ball's going to get away from Henry Edwards.
That's why they called the game off, Cam, because you had hypothermia, because you would not have touched it.
That's why he's up here, isn't it?
Playing in the forward line that day definitely was worth hypothermia, I reckon, in the Tenoli reserves. Ball didn't go down there very much, let's put it that way. Sandhurst will then try and clear it out of defence. You can tell the sting's really gone out of this game. 15 minutes into the third quarter, and it's a 53-point lead to the Dragons. Mark taken right in front of us here.
Sting's gone out of it because we're talking about weather conditions and your playing ability.
Borchard will send it down the line. He's been good, Borchard.
Oh, great, man.
And, well, it might have been a block, though. So free kick going to Jack English of the Dragons, the league medal winner for Sandhurst. We might be seeing this fella feature in some senior footy next year, but why does I say that? He kicks it into the man on the mark. So give a man a rap and they'll, what's the old saying? Free kick's going to go Sandhurst. They're going to get out of trouble. It's all happening out here at the moment. So it's with McNair for Sandhurst. He goes backwards by about 20 metres to Connick. That's Zane Connick. He then sends it further wide and finds Harvey White. Harvey White, just the old, what's they call this, the old horseshoe out of defence there. They go backwards, aside, and now they're going to try and go further forward. But Gisborne have actually set up pretty well behind the footy at the moment here. Down the poolside wing they go. Big fly. And well, mark's been taken. That's a terrific grab for Sandhurst.
geez, they've got a lot of boys that can clunk them above their head, haven't they, forward of the footy.
They'll send it inside forward 50. Good defensive mark for the Dogs will come from August Stelmer.
So Stelmer tried hard all day, finds Johns. Nice little working handballs out. And it's going to work out for Florini. Florini, chipping ball. Whistles going everywhere, but they're going to keep going for Gisborne. Gisborne working this one into attack, but not the greatest of kicks for Hannon. Although he might have ended up nicely with it. Play going on. It's worked its way through to Rutten. Handball across. There's their touch on the line. It's been marked by Henry Edwards playing goalkeeper. As Kotossis gets told to come back to the top of the goal square.
English is all on his own.
Short pass there goes to Andrews. Andrews then goes to Stevenson. Stevenson lynches the short pass again. A little bit dangerous, but it found its way into English. English will mark. He'll quickly play on and wheel it towards centre half forward. Coming out, taking the mark. Right in front is Oscar Kale.
Great.
He then wheels around on the right, sends it inside forward 50. Hay backtracking with it, just couldn't quite get there, but it'll come out to Borchard. Borchard slipped over, handball back over the top to Hay. Hay will then just go. No, he decides to not go goalwards. He does the team thing, as Sandhurst have done exceptionally well today. That's why they're 53 points up. Logan Kilcullen has taken the mark.
I think I don't know if he's got the distance here,
he's going to have
boys.
to kick it all of 50
You watch
metres.
this for a little set-up kick.
So you're calling a set-up kick here, are you, Dan? You don't reckon he's going to go? He's already got three.
He's got three. Why not go for it?
He's already got three. Side's 53 points up. 19 minutes into the third quarter. Sandhurst player down behind play, but he'll line him up about 48 metres on the right. He doesn't go the set-up kick. He goes right to the line, and it's just fallen short. That's why we pay Dennis the big bucks with his special comments. He called that he didn't have the distance. It is a 54-point Sandhurst lead, 19 minutes into the third quarter.
And dropping the mark is Willem McKay. He goes forward after recovering it. Duke with a kick for Sandhurst, going right half forward. Bounces over the back. Bassett must have caught him out of it there. Got shot for goal, and it's out of bounds on the full to the right-hand side of the behind post. It's 54 points, as we said. 64 playing 10. Score sponsor, Jason Westcott Builders. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
So Gisborne will bring the ball back into play. It's to the back. It's a good mark taken at the back there. They'll come into the middle now, the Dogs. They've been really gallant trying to take the game on. That is the end of the third quarter. And it is Sandhurst 9-10-64 to Gisborne 1-4-10. They only added 2 goals to that quarter, but Gisborne have only managed 1 point since quarter time. So Sandhurst are well in control of the under-18s grand final. One more quarter to come here before Sandhurst, well, it looks like they will be announced premiers for under-18s football. But it's a 54-point lead at three-quarter time in favour of Sandhurst. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo. Well, back here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval, it is a glorious day for football. Good morning to wherever you're listening from here. It is 9-10-64 Sandhurst to Gisborne 1-4-10, a 54-point lead. And with 1 quarter to play, it is looking likely that Sandhurst will run out under-18s premiers. They've already won the under-17 netball, Michael, a very comfortable win over Golden Square as well. Having a look at the better players for the Dragons today, we'll start with them because they're in control.
Yeah, thanks very much. I think got to say he's been a lot of good service off the ruck, but seems to be running around without an opponent to be at certain times. Finn Lockhart, I think, has done a great job across there as well. Joe Artavilla's got involved throughout it. Logan Kilcullen's been fantastic. They played him more in midfield in that third quarter. Got a bit more service out of him that way, in that respect as well.
I thought his forward half defensive pressure was the highlight for me.
Yep.
Like, you can get small forwards that rotate through the middle, but if you're not on the back of 5 or 6 tackles a game, sitting inside 50 as a small forward, and then you reap rewards. Like, he's kicked their 3 goals, he's set up the game for Sandhurst, to be fair. Like, he's kicked 3 of their, could have kicked 4, but he's kicked 3 of their 9, which is a third of their score. I think he's been outstanding in all facets of the game, and I reckon score involvements, he's probably been involved in probably 7 of their 9 goals.
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing how those stats come out as well. So I reckon they're probably the main players for Sandhurst. I'm just going back into the archives, just seeing what the the highest score, what the lowest score, what the biggest margin has been in the last few years. And I'm going back to 2015 at the moment, so there's a 60-point margin in Strathfield, say, over Golden Square, which was 60 points, and then back in 2014 it was 88 points. Sandhurst over Gisborne, so in the under-18s grand finals.
No chance of seeing that one blow out.
I reckon we're a massive... If they get the first goal in this last quarter, Sandhurst, this game could really open up.
Oh, they're kicking to the right end of the screen as well, Michael, which is
where they
scoring.
Well, which is where they scored 11 shots on goal. So in that second quarter. So, Cam, you get us underway for this final quarter.
Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo. It's a 54-point lead to Sandhurst in the under-18s grand final. Gisborne will try and emerge with the footy out of the middle, but they're tackled straight away. Sandhurst going towards the city end, which has been where most of the goals have been kicked today. Gisborne will win it out wide, though. It'll come from Hansen. Sends it out. Taken away by Johns, who's fought gallantly for the Dogs. Further forward. The mark taken there was Bryant. They tap it over the boundary line. True centre wing position on the pool side. Far wing at the QEO.
Yeah, just need to start winning clearances and get a bit of grass under that ball, boys. Get our forwards playing in front at Gisborne, and then we'll see what happens if we can get the first goal.
As the ball up and down, Johns is getting involved again for Gisborne. They go forward, put on hands and knees. They're having to get this one. They can't hold on to the marks at the moment, which is not great. And the ground's dried out quite nicely too. Sandhurst going back through. The Dragons will make a clearance here and just kick for space. Who's going to be the first one to get there? There's 3 Bulldogs going with 2 Dragons. It's going to be the Bulldogs first there. Good effort there by Brewer to put his body on the line and go and get it, although it's come back. Keely's picked it up. No, there's a free kick for a trip, and it's going Gisborne's way.
Clark went footy and his legs were taken out. One of those ones where sometimes a player actually going for the footy does get penalised at times, Dan, but that's the rule. As Clark will send it inside forward 50, or just shallow of the forward 50. Comes out to Johns. Johns will then handball forward, but it's straight to Bassett, who's been really good. Bassett over the top. Now Stevenson. Stevenson's kick bounced in between 2, but it still actually worked out all right. It finds its way to Duke. He'll send it up towards centre-half forward. Coming out, couldn't take the mark, though, was Shannon Tarju. It spills out the back. Gisborne should have the numbers, but they'll handball themselves into pressure here. Handball looking for Brody Clark. Couldn't find him. Good defensive pressure came from Sandhurst, and they knocked it over the boundary line. 55 metres out from goal, right in front of us here in our broadcast position. It's a healthy crowd in attendance here at the QEO, which will only get bigger before the senior games.
The ball goes spinning back into play. The Rucks work it out. Bassett around ground was pretty handy trying to find a handball through to Duke. And he can't hold on to it. The ball goes out of play. So we sneak inside at attacking 50 for the Dragons. 2.5 into this last quarter. And as Sandhurst get the ball, flick it over the back. Kilcullen's involved there. Good, strong tackle applied on Lewis, and a free kick going Lewis's way for getting over the top. And I was trying to work out how that was possible because he was jumping through the air.
So it's taken away there for Gisborne through Diesel Lewis. Sends the kick wide. They'll go down the poolside wing. Mark taken, handball over the top goes to Stelmer. He emerges with the footy and goes on a bit of space before he has to come back inboards to Mackie. He slipped over at the last second though, and he slipped over, and the tackle only had to fall on top of him, and it was going to be holding the ball. So Hay gets the quick handball. He'll then send it up towards centre-half forward. Beautiful kick inside forward 50, and Tarju's out on a hard lead. He's marked at 45 out directly in front. It was Jack English that started the play, and they'll get a nice kick inside forward 50. Tarju's then chipped it even further forward. Might have improved the distance by 5 metres, but the accuracy is a little bit tougher, I think, underneath the scoreboard there. And it will be a chance for a shot on goal through, is it Jacob Austin for Sandhurst? Who's 40 metres out, almost in line with that left-hand goalpost.
There's them 2 pairs of footy boots, boys.
Yeah.
Slip on the wing and then it turns over, goes back the other way, shot on goal. But beautiful ball used by Gus Hay. And well let up by Tardrew. You know, play in front as a forward, lead up at the footy.
So Austin will go goalwards. He starts it right and it stays right for a minor score. They increase their lead to 55 points, 4.5 gone in the final quarter. Score sponsor ruling outdoors Castlemaine, like the rules at 50.
Big score update from the B Reserve. Gisborne playing Sandhurst, and it's 8-4 Gisborne's way early in match one in the grand final over at the netball. As this ball's living at centre half forward for Sandhurst at the moment, trying to work it out are Gisborne. They've been able to knock it forward. Great little work there from Bryant. Chip over the top, and there's this wave of players going forward, although that ball pitched in front of the intended target. Stevenson's first back there for the Dragons. They're going to work it out and find Duke. He's got players running in front for him if he wants. Chipping ball, can he get it, teammate? He can. Great work.
Borchard.
Find Borchard
Oh, no.
on the... Sorry, Lockhart.
Jeez, they look the same.
So Lockhart will just set it up at the kickoff line. Can he find it? Good mark there, Dan Noden.
Up too.
Yeah, wow, he's just snuck in there from behind the defence and gone, thank you very much for that little chair ride.
We called Dan Noden dropping a couple of marks he should have taken earlier. It only took him an opportunity. He got a pie for this one.
Just got to finish it with a goal.
20 out, directly in front. Kicks straight through it. And he does a little bit of a Jack Ginnivan celebration. As Noden puts his first on the board.
Sure, under 18s players can be doing those kind of celebrations.
I think he was talking about the lemonade, wasn't he?
Yeah, the lemonade. Yeah, maybe just pour it on your head if you're going to do that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I like a bit of stuff in the, what do they call personalities in the game, but you don't be doing that when you're 10 goals up in the grand final. You do that if you kick the goal after the siren. Anyway, the boys will be listening to this, so I'm sure he will get a bit of Powerade poured on his head after the game.
He loved it, did Dan Noden.
I tell you what, though, his third quarter was outstanding, Noden. He's really worked his way into the game in this second half.
He has been good, Dan Noden. Got his first goal off the back of a terrific grab.
Cool.
They'll send it back inside forward 50. Kilcullen handballs off. They send it inside. Bounces off the chest of Florini for the Dogs. Spills out though. They'll send it into the pocket. Sanders. Good defensive read there. Came from up not paid.
It wasn't 15, I think.
It wasn't 15.
Get the tape measures out on that one, I reckon. So Lockie Evans, who's fought brilliantly for Gisborne today. He's led from the front, the Gisborne captain. We'll have a ball up inside forward 50. Noden goes up into the ruck, knocks it to the ground. Gisborne will then clear the kick out of there, but it's going to be coming straight back. Handball inside there from Connick. Connick's handball went wide. Breaking the tackle there was Borchard. He sent it wide. Gisborne have got numbers though through Campbell Johns, who will relieve the kick out of defence.
So they're just handballing it around at the moment in front of the netball patrons over there. Hannon goes back. He's tried hard all day for Gisborne, and that is a great kick and a free kick play on advantage. After all that, Watson got some space to work with. Kicked, and he should be downfield, and it is. Mark was taken, but it is a free kick downfield, and it is Ozani, Charlie Ozani with the kick at goal.
A little bit too late. That transition of the footy, come through the middle, then the far side, and get it in there quick and put Sanders' defence under pressure. They still had a +1 back there, so that's a good effort by the young fella to mark the ball forward. I know it was down the field, but he still marked it.
As Ozani, bit going on off the ball too, comes in and kicks the goal. So Gisborne get their second goal on the board in the fourth quarter. 2-4-16, playing 10-11-71. That's score sponsor Don Smallgoods. Is good. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's one of 9 they need, boys. Can they do it in the last
first goal
10?
since the first quarter.
Yeah, well, you don't think they're going to do it. But anyway, at least they got a little bit of something for their effort.
There you go. Dennis not prepared to call this game over just yet here. Keep the listeners on their seat. Olive went up in the ruck, but it was one down. Gisborne will then try and work it forward through Bryant. Comes off hands. Just bouncing around at the bottom of the pack. Umpiring's been good this afternoon, I reckon. They've really let them play it out as it spills out now for Rutten. He'll stick it inside forward 50. Ozane comes out and picks it up. Tried to then go back the other way, but he was caught in a tackle. Just spilt it out But they'll emerge with the ball, the Dragons. They'll send it down the line. No mark taken. Going through there was Noden. Been good in these last 3 quarters for Sandhurst. Centre wing it goes. They'll keep it alive, the Dogs. It's hard up against the boundary line. Umpire across his arm says, I'll ball it up.
Just the little things that kill Cullen. That spoil at half-back. That's the little things he's been doing all day that hasn't been seen.
So the kick from Gisborne goes forward. First there are the Dragons. And it looks like it was Edwards first there, but he's brought it back into a congested area. Gisborne are going to work this one and try and work it out. Zarafa. Chipping ball out to find Mackay. Handball off to Bryant. Bryant now with another handball. Johns has done really well in this last quarter. Has a flying shot at goal. Can he work it through? It's been forced through in the end by Keeley. 2-5-17 playing 10-11-71. Score sponsor Rural and Outdoors Castlemaine.
Yes. What are we going to do, boys? It's Gisborne coach here. Push everyone inside 50?
As well.
Edwards brings the kick in for Sandhurst. Gets to centre half forward. It's going to come straight back in there from Olive. Olive's kick inside will be an intercept mark for Sandhurst. They'll clear it wide. It's a bit of a traffic though there for Lockhart. He just tapped it. And, well, if it had gone over his head, Bassett was coming in from behind trying to get there. And I reckon he might have been better off almost pulling him out of it to try and take the mark on his chest, I reckon. But we'll get it thrown in, settling out from goal. Zach Ruff watching on. The Sandhurst coach of the under-18s, of course, will be playing again later this afternoon in the big dance for the senior football at 2:20. Captain of that Sandhurst side as well, doing all the media duties during the week, Isaac Ruff, in the absence of Lockie Tardew. Led to believe Tardew will be playing this afternoon for Sandhurst. There's a Tardew out here in the under-18s. It's going to get a premiership medal. Will it be 2 Tardews on the day for Sandhurst, Dennis Smith?
Yeah, well, that'll be an interesting one for me, Cam.
Gisborne will win the ball forward from Zarafa. He sends it inside. No mark taken. Bounces around about 50 out from goal. Good strong tackle there. Inside for 50.
To answer your question, Cam, probably not.
Very definitive answer there, Dennis.
Didn't leave much to the imagination. I like it. He shoots from the hip. As Sandhurst are going to try and get this one out. They do. Cale's the only player forward for the Dragons. He's set with Dickens, who's been in charge of him all day. This one bounces in, opportune for him though, and Dickens is able to work it out nicely. He goes down the pool wing and finds the leading Connick for Sandhurst. And that's probably been the story for Gisborne, just blazing away, unfortunately. As Sandhurst are going to try and chip this one around and try and work it to each other. Hay finds Tardew. Tardew going up the wing. They are all by themselves, going to get it and go forward again. Cale marks at the top. No play on, the umpire said. Did you not have an off for that one either?
No, didn't hang on to that. Might have been a little chop of the arm, but anyway, it was good defence. He's done a good job on Oscar today. It's been a really good battle. It's probably been the highlight of the game, that battle.
2 goals, 2 for Oscar Cale today, of course, the under-18s league goal kicking winner this year. Inside forward 50, handball out of there from Hay. Taken without the footy there, White, not doing. Spills to ground level.
That's tackle number 15 for Kilcullen. He's had a ripper, boys.
He has
defensively and offensively, he's been outstanding.
Magnificent for Sandhurst. Logan Kilcullen, 3 goals today. Might be on his way to a medal. He's definitely in contention for one of the best players on ground this afternoon. Gisborne will work it out with the clearance though. Tapped away by Mackay. Gets himself a free kick, might have been taken without the footy. 13.5 minutes gone in the final quarter. Of course, it is 15 minutes plus time on. So we're probably into the last 6 or 7 minutes of this one. They'll work it down the line, Gisborne, but it's a turnover. Sandhurst will again be coming in through the middle. They'll send the kick out wide. Mark taken. They've got plenty of space. All player coming from behind. It's getting holding the ball. There's the run from Gisborne here after. They quickly take the advantage. Watson gives it off. Now Clark will send it inside forward 50, but it's a wasted ball there. But it might work out. Trying to handball to himself is August Stelmer. Sandhurst players get back to force the contest. Bouncing around, they'll handball out of there, and it's just going to be a big pack of players around this one. Eventually Sandhurst will work it out. It'll come from Appenvilla.
Ardavilla will go Poolside wing, find Watley, who's marked. Going to transfer the play, come into Bassett. Oh, just getting a bit of cramp there, Billy Bassett, by the look of things, in his right leg. It's not enough to slow him down, although it is actually. He's just been shot by the sniper.
Off he comes.
He's going to come off. It does all that extra pressure.
That kick looked quite painful, actually.
Not enough H2O over the last few days, boys.
As Kilcullen forced that one out of
He
play.
had covered a lot of ground today, though, Bassett. He's been brilliant.
Borchard also stretching his hamstrings and calves out.
It does happen in under-18s footy when you get time on added into the mix. It's going to be a flying shot out of there that comes from Gus Hay. Through gone out of bounds on a full or a minor score.
Nearly took someone's head off over the fence, I know that.
It's a minor score. 71 playing 7. Remember back when they used to play 20 minutes plus time on in under-18s and players would be cramping left, right and centre in the dying minutes before they changed it back to 15, Dennis?
Yes.
Certainly a big adjustment considering they'd ever play it throughout the year. Gisborne have worked it back into the middle of the ground here. Zarafa's there. Handball comes from Hanson. Kick up towards centre half forward. Good defensive punch. Will bounce out though in the vantage of Watson. Watson overran the footy a little bit. Turnover. Now Duke can go to the races. Handball over the top. Well, in fact, it was a little chip kick over the top, which is Mark taken. Right in the middle of the ground.
Borchard's here by himself.
They'll send it out wide. That was Jack English. Mark taken 50 from goal. Someone's about to call a 50-metre penalty there, but he's just sending the man back. Borchard, 55 from goal into the pocket. Kick was not his greatest kick. Intercept mark for Gisborne. And it will be in the hands of Florini.
Florini, chipping ball, finds Mackay. Mackay goes on the outer wing. Playing in front there was Ardavilla, and he's going to win a free kick for a hold. So he's going to go forward with his kick, trying to find a teammate. Hits the ground, able to spin around, and the ball will probably bring rain if it goes any higher than that. Kale at the drop.
Yeah, good body.
Takes it on his chest and says thank you very much.
Yeah, identified the ball drop pretty early, got his body in a really good position to just have a little push off. You expect Oscar to kick his third here.
So
51 for the year.
Comes in, does in fact do that. It's party time at the Dragons. As Kale does kick his third, he goes up to 54 for the season. And it's a 60-point margin. Score sponsor, Parsons Towings, and it's 11-11-77, Gisborne 2-5-17. Footy, local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Cam's pointing to all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's all good, Cam. You've been doing it all year, mate. We've just come in for the day.
He's buried the sheet. He's buried the sheet underneath about 4 other bits of paper. So we had to find the one. You've got it sticky taped up in front of you there.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm working out this box. It's a new one for me. So
first
it's
time
okay.
at the QEO for you as well.
Correct.
So really enjoying up here in the box. Sandhurst will work it forward. Out of the middle. Kilcullen. He'll then wheel it inside forward 50. It might bounce to Bassett. Can Bassett get to the front? It just didn't quite sit for him. He then finds a way, handballs it forward, handballed it to himself, tapped it for the forward. Dickens got it. Cleared the kick out. No mark because it wasn't 15 metres, but it comes out to Noden. Noden goes goalwards. And I think he's kicked the goal. Dan Noden, what celebration is he going to give us this time?
He's given the shush.
Oh,
come on,
Dan Noden. I don't think the crowd's been very ruckus from Gisborne. It's about halfway through that first quarter, so not sure that was really needed.
I think
But
it was the shush.
12-11-83 Sandhurst, 2-5-17
What did it
Gisborne.
mean, though, Cameron?
Score sponsored JB Re-Stumping. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo. I couldn't tell you either. Unless you get heckled from over the fence, I don't think it's a real warranted celebration.
Pointing back to, well, he might be doing it with the Gisborne players. I don't know. He's got the shush going.
He copped a bit actually after one of the, like in the lead up to one of the goals before from Gisborne.
He likes his own work and standard. That's all that matters.
Definitely aware of that. Is this going to be a free kick for High?
But he's been good, and I think the celebrations are warranted when you have a game.
Yeah, I reckon just keep it in-house a little bit. But anyway, that's just me, a bit of old school stuff.
What the celebrations he will give later tonight on the dance floor.
Apparently has the most expensive car going around too, Dan Node. That's the information I've received. Expensive car going around. It must be out of this team, out of the under-18s.
Where are you getting your information from?
I've got contacts at Sandhurst.
Well, I think that's Billy Bassett, isn't it?
What?
That's got the expensive
No,
goal,
not,
is
the,
it?
not the information I've got here.
Right.
Yes.
Here he is.
Kilcullen finds Connick with a flying shot at goal. Bassett!
Oh!
Bassett taps it through. Now, apparently, Bassett enjoys driving his dad's car around, claiming it's his.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Geez, you've got some rather interesting contacts there. As Sandhurst through Edwards will send it off. It's with Duke. He then pumps it towards the top of the goal square, and no mark taken, but it will spill. He'll snap around on the right, on the left. Jacob Austin. It goes high, and he's missed it. Goal umpire says no. The goal umpire is the one that makes the final decision as we're into the final seconds here. It's 85 playing 17. Sandhurst will win the under-18s premiership in 2024, and they've also got an under-17s netball premiership as well. So a great start to the day for the Sandhurst Dragons on Grand Final Day in 2024.
So going out of defence, Dickens going to kick as far as he can, and it's going to be marked by Ardavilla. Joe Ardavilla will go back from whence it came. Kale, a little bit of a push out. The umpire saw it on the same line I was.
Big push out.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Willem McKay to take the free kick. Can't be long left, you would think.
No.
So Evans has got this one for Gisborne. Chip it, ball going across the ground. Finds Stelmer. He's tried hard all day. Went to give it off. And Sandhurst were right onto it. They're going to get an opportunity again. Stevenson finds Edwards. Edwards with a flying shot at goals. Missed everything. No, it's coming through for a behind. 12-14. 86 is the score. Score sponsor, Rural and Outdoors Castlemaine. Found the light, found the sheet that I was looking for.
This brings the ball back into play. Mark taken by Johns. Johns will send it wide. Over forward we go. Run it down the pool side wing. Send it down. No mark taken. Spills out though for the Dragons. Good tackling pressure. Have a ball up, set up wing position. Dennis, you'd mentioned before you don't give Sandhurst any chance. What's your margin for that senior game later today?
Oh, I didn't say I didn't give him any chance, but I just think Gisborne around stoppage. Sandhurst are too. I think they'll take a little bit of belief in that last quarter last week, Sandhurst. But Gisborne have been polished and forward of the footy. I think Gisborne with Luxmore and McKenna are just going to be hard to stop. And I reckon Braden Benacki, I dare to say it in front of everyone, I think Braden Benacki's the best player in the competition.
Probably a fair call. You can tell the sting's really gone out of this one as we're deep into the final quarter, 86 playing 17.
He's one of them players that you can tag, but he gets so much inside ball and around stoppage and clears the footy inside. He's just hard to tag. But the way footy's played these days, boys, there's not too many runs widths anymore, is there?
Not at all. As this ball is poolside, out of play. This might be the lowest score since 2014 under-18 score for Gisborne, where they scored 3-2-20 against the same opposition. As Sandhurst come forward again, flying shot from 60 metres out. How's that looking? It's out of play on the full. And the ball's coming back forward. So
Now they're starting to go a little bit goals, boys, goals.
Correct.
Get me name in the book.
So Gisborne will try and work this one out.
There's a lot of boys that can take it up under their head. Look, Sandhurst have been outstanding in this grand final, boys, haven't they? They just haven't allowed Gisborne to have any opportunity to get any fluency in their game at all. They've been... The way they've shared the ball, the way they've used the ball, the way they've used it inside 50 has been a highlight for me. And the biggest highlight for me today is probably young Logan Kilcullen. I know I keep talking about him, but I think his defensive pressure has been outstanding, as good as anyone on the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if he's had over 10 tackles for the game.
So Jacob Austin with the last kick. You've heard the siren in the background. Goes the barrel. Kicks it out of bounds on the full. I think he was just cramping too much. He didn't want to do anything. But Sandhurst have won 12-14, 86. Gisborne 2-5-17. Score sponsor, Rural and Outdoors Castlemaine. Local footy lives at Fresh Bendigo.
Oh, that's the first grand final in the books on the football field. And it is Sandhurst, a very, very impressive win. And well, Dan, they probably had this one wrapped up from about 10 minutes into the second quarter, I reckon. It was a 10-point lead at quarter time. which blew out to a 41-point lead at half-time, and it just kept going from there. St Gisborne only managing 1 goal and 2 points after quarter-time, and Sandhurst just piled it on, kicking 9 goals. 9 goals, 13, so it probably could have been a little bit worse if Sandhurst were more accurate in front of goal as well.
Oh, 100%, Cam. I thought Gisborne in the first quarter did a really good job to probably stop Sandhurst, because they kicked the first 3 in the first 8 minutes of that quarter, and I thought, well, hello, look out. But then Gisborne found a little bit, but then, you know, Sandhurst's press and the way they went about it just didn't allow Gisborne any time or room. They just couldn't breathe. They couldn't use the footy properly. And once you turn the footy over against such a quality ball-use side, it's really hard to get it back, no matter how much defensive pressure you're putting on. So I just thought Sandhurst over the whole day, even in the first quarter, even when they were battling, you know, in that second half of the first quarter, they were still in around the mark, and they were just outstanding, and they were never going to get beat after that second quarter. They say premiership quarters are the third quarter. That was the second quarter today.
100%. So I think it's safe to assume.
representing South New Zealand of the competition. Number 2, Captain Darren Oden. Number 3, Connick. Number 7, Lachlan Borchard. Number 8, Jackson Howard. Number 9, Doug Craig. Number 11, Joseph Arnavella. Number 14, Ray Lockhart. Number 22, Janet Number 23, Number 24, Henry Watley. Captain, number 16, Jack Bendigo. Jared Bateman. Captain last thing we need to do, and Jeff will help us as well. Thank you for the boys. We in 2024 Bendigo football now. Premium Cup, Premium, and 20 club.